Helena.
And I'm Lily with your morning announcements for Friday, May 20th.
Let's start off the show with a message from Mr. Daly.
Friday morning before the long week in Cathedral. I hope everyone has a great day. So I got a few announcements, if I can have your attention. The first one is I want to congratulate and thank Mrs. Daly and the phys ed staff and the special ed staff and, of course, all our teachers and staff who helped with the dodgeball tournament yesterday. It's really great to be getting back to kind of school as it's been over the last several years, and I know for students who are, haven't only been here during the COVID times. This is the kind of positive and fun activity that we do here at Cathedral. And, the idea is you do your best in school, you be respectful of the people around here, you do the best you can to make a good life for yourself, and we try to make it fun. But not every school has staff that are willing to go to all that trouble to organize a fun event like that, and also the student council should be commended for that. So thank you, Mrs. Daly, who was the driving force behind that, and everyone who had fun. And I'm not really happy with the team that won. Personally, if I was reffing, I would have tried to make sure that that group of young men did not win. But anyways, I wanted to, a couple students asked me yesterday, like, what's going on in front of the office? So right in front of the principal's office, you can see there's been a wall flattened out. And we also have done a crowning for the Mary statue that's there. So, again, we always pray to the Holy Mother of Jesus for her intercession on behalf of Cathedral. But I just wanted to reiterate, because I spoke to a bunch of young students and they didn't know what that was about. So what we're on the next phase of our Wall of Distinction project, and there's a couple more to go. And that wall, what we are doing is we have on the statue of Mary, if you look on the side, and I know some students know this, many staff should know this if you've been here. If you look on the side of the statue of Mary in front of the principal's office, and it's been pushed aside for construction right now, you'll find the names of around 60 young graduates of Cathedral, students of Cathedral who died in the Second World War. And, those were all young men in the 40s who, lost their lives in the Second World War fighting for the freedom that we all enjoy now. And if you think of, all the trouble we've had here at Cathedral and in the world with COVID and all the other things, but to think that we have graduates at our school who lost their lives, and they were young men, probably mostly between the ages of 18 and 25, and they never got to realize their dreams. So what's happening on that wall that's now been finished is we're going to be putting up plaques. Mr. Lepore and all his amazing research, along with the help of a lot of people, including people in the community who have nothing to do with Cathedral, but don't want the war veterans from Hamilton to be forgotten. We have pictures of almost all of the young men who have lost their lives in the Second World War from Cathedral. So that's the next phase. So the statue of Mary, which is also a war memorial, will be pushed back into the middle of that wall. And we've got pictures of, it turns out there's even a few more than are memorialized on that statue. So it's something to think about. When you don't feel like doing your homework, or maybe you don't feel like doing the best you can in school, to think about the opportunity that you have and how grateful we should be, and what a great history we have here. I also want everyone to know, because it is, we're celebrating the great diversity in that wonderful prayer we just had. The next step's going to be in front of the attendance office. We're going to finish a wall there as well, make it just like the other ones, and we're going to have a large digital television which will be highlighting the achievements of all of the Cathedral graduates pretty much from like 1990 and forward. And in that, you're going to see people like Jackson Cirillo Brown, who was just drafted by the Ticats, people like AC Mensa, who's on the collage. All kinds of graduates from Cathedral who are even involved in the school, like Mr. Harvey, Mr. John. So it will have a much more diverse representation, because that's really around the time when Cathedral's population became much more diverse. So we're going from the war memorial in front of the principal's office to kind of the more modern graduates from 1990 and forward on a digital screen that will be rotating, and we'll be highlighting that. We're trying to get both those projects done before the summer, and there's one more phase that we're thinking about. So, and yesterday I just wanted to share this story with you. There was a family who was here, the Morley family, and they were in their 80s. The woman I was speaking to was in her 80s. I think she was 84. And they're part of the Garbett, Marmalik, and Morley families. And if you go to the very earliest part of the collage, they have 3 of their uncles and aunts and relatives who are in the very, very early part of Cathedral, like literally in the 20s. And they were here, and they were so proud to see that that Cathedral was still going strong, and that the same tradition of students coming here under difficult circumstances, many, and making good lives for themselves. And she actually said, I was there when we dug the ground for the new girls' school. And I was like, the new girls' school? That was in the 50s. And she was actually part of the people who put the first shovel in to build the new school. So there's so much tradition here at Cathedral. And again, I use those two stories to remind students and staff what a great family we're part of here at Cathedral. And hopefully you will take advantage of the opportunities this school provides you and Catholic education provides you. And another good news item was I've been doing interviews for teaching positions that are going to be available at Cathedral in September. And yesterday, 3 different teachers who have taught in many different schools, including Cathedral, during their interview, and I know they're saying nice things to me because they'd like me to give them the job, but they say, I have to tell you how much I want to come back to Cathedral, how much the school there is like a family. 2 of them said the word family. And considering, the diversity of our school, from the number of people, where you've come from all around the world, different economic status, on the mountain, downtown, and 2 different adults who have taught in many different schools made a point of saying to me, Mr. Daly, it's like a family at Cathedral, and when I go there, I feel the love, was something another one said. So that's a tribute to all of us, and I especially applaud your students, because the respect and family atmosphere that you help us create here at Cathedral is recognized by others. Last thank you for, I think I've lost count. I'm good at math, but Miss Defendianico, who's been serving us again, she retired before COVID. Although she seems to have been here the whole time since then. But Miss Defendianico has done another stint of service to Cathedral in her retirement, a woman of great goodness. Thank you, Miss Defendianico, and you never know, maybe she'll come back. But Miss Defendianico and her mother both agree it's about time she stopped working at Cathedral, but she can't help it. She loves the staff here. She loves the students, and we would have been very, very stuck without her. And last, students, it's a long weekend, and please get through the day on good behavior so that we can all head into the weekend on a positive note. And thank you for listening. We'll turn it back to the anchors.
Thanks, sir. The Student Council election takes place on Tuesday, with live speeches and voting taking place during period 1. There will be a very brief meeting for all candidates today, right after school in room 103. Important information about the process for Tuesday's election will be discussed. Please see Mr. Trabuco if you cannot attend.
Attention all graduates. Please note the following important information. There is a meeting for all graduates on Thursday, June the 2nd at 2 p.m. in the cafeteria. All potential graduates must attend, including those who have an afternoon, co-op, or a spare. If your name does not appear on the potential grad list, you will not be allowed to participate in the graduation ceremony, even if you already ordered a gown. The fee will be reimbursed. Only those students who have paid their grad fees will be allowed to participate in the grad activities and ceremony. So please make sure your account is paid ASAP. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Tambasco or Mrs. Simpson.
If you haven't already done so, please return all books to the Library Learning Commons as soon as possible. They must be checked in before the start of exams on June 21st. And this is a reminder to Mr. Flood's period 1 and 5 religion class to make your way to the chapel for your retreat today.
And lastly, the next football training session will be on Tuesday at 4 on the field. Thank you for Mr. Susie. And those are all of your announcements for today, Cathedral.
Have a great long weekend, Gales, and thanks for watching.